My name's Bryce Mitchell. I'm from Cabot, Arkansas. I started training when I was 16 and been training ever since. Well, I really started like training in the backyard when I was a kid. We used to just go in the backyard and beat the shit out of each other. We used to choke each other and put on boxing gloves and spar and stuff like that. And if our parents weren't home, we'd have boxing matches and stuff like that. And but I actually started training when I was 16. I stepped foot into an MMA gym and then started learning a bunch of techniques. Because before I started training, I only knew a guillotine and a rear naked choke. We used to watch UFC and like try to kind of act like them, you know. And then there was also this website where I'm from called cabotfights.com, and they took it down. But like it encouraged a whole generation of youth to try to beat the shit out of each other. Because if you were popular on the website, then everybody would be like, oh, that's a fighter kid at school, you know. So everybody was trying to be like the UFC fighter at school, you know. When we was bored, we'd go out to the backyard. Hey, you want to wrestle? Hey, you want to box? You know, and we just beat the shit out of each other. I remember my neighbor Jimmy, he knocked my ass out in the front yard. You know, he's way bigger than me. I mean, it's just something to pass the time. It was fun. Everybody would watch, you know, get barbecue going, and you know, it's just fun to backyard box and wrestle and shit like that. But I actually started training when I was 16. I would say I was a little bit tougher than the usual dude. Just because I had so many backyard fights, street fights and stuff, I was a little bit tougher than the average dude. I still had zero skill. Like I went in there and just got absolutely destroyed. But the thing is I kept coming back and I kept coming back and I kept coming back. And, you know, and then that's how I got here. I don't know when I decided I wanted to go pro, but I know that my first amateur fight, I had no aspirations of going pro. Like none. Like I was like, I'll take one fight and be done with it, you know? So I don't know when I switched my mind. I guess it was somewhere in the middle of my amateur career. I was like, man, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna go pro, you know, and see what happens. And I can't remember when though, but somewhere I had to have, you know, made up my mind. And since then I've just, you know, that's been my mindset, is I'm gonna get as far as I can, you know, until my body breaks down, because you only got so many fights in you, man. I don't really like anything else, honestly. I do go to school. I'm trying to get a degree in economics. I really like economics. I hate the government. I hate what our government's doing to our economy. That's kind of why I studied economics. I'm a real Ron Paul fan, libertarian. I like small governments. I don't think the government should be able to tell us what the fuck, you know, we're doing with our tax money. You know, I'm a fan of small government, and that's why I like studying economics. So I don't like the Federal Reserve. I think it's a scam. I know it's a scam. You know, that's just my opinion, though. If I did, it would be not to expand the power of the government. It would be to expand the power of the people, to give power back to the people and take power away from the government. The only reason I would join the government is to try to limit its power furthermore. I would not be creating more laws. I would not be doing that. I would give power back to the people. I guess about a month before the tryouts, a bunch of my buddies, like at least 5 people, like sent me all the things on Facebook. Like they messaged me all the tryout stuff, and it was like undefeated fighters. And so all my buddies sent me these articles, and it was like, you gotta go, you gotta go. And then like a week after that, after all them dudes started sending it to me, my manager called me. He was like, yeah, we're going, you know, I'm gonna get you sponsor money. Because that was my thing, is like, I'm not gonna gamble going down here and spend a few $1,000s just to get here, get disappointed, and then have to spend another, you know, $500, whatever, to get back. So my manager said, hey, it's all gonna be covered. You won't have to pay for jack shit out of pocket. And then, you know, that was, hey, I couldn't say no then, you know, that was destiny. I was, you know, through my sponsors, the people supporting me back home, they allowed for this to happen. So I'm very grateful for that. I mean, I want to go as far as I can with it, man. I want to go, you know, all the way to the top if I can. We'll see, you know, we'll see how far I can go with it. I train at Barada MMA. That's always been ever since I started fighting, that's been the gym that I've been at. I've been loyal to that gym, never left it. So I train at Barada MMA. It's run by William McLaughlin. Cross train at Westside MMA about twice a week. That's in Little Rock, so it's an hour drive for me. So I drive down there twice a week and train there. And other than that, I've, you know, done little training camps. The problem with that though is you spend all your money going You know, if you want to go to New York and train for a month, you come back broke, you know. And I've done that 2 times. I've been up to Chicago for about a month, training up there with some Izzy style wrestling up there. And there's a bunch of other gyms up there I trained at. I've been at Colorado, trained at Easton. Where else? Oh yeah, Alliance MMA in San Diego. I went down there, and more than Alliance, I trained at Victory MMA, Dean Lister's gym, and I trained with that Jeff Glover. I really like Jeff Glover. And then of course, you know, now I'm getting trained by the AKA coaches, and it's so badass, man. I'm just lucky I got put on the team that I got put on, because so many good little details that I've learned already. You know, I guess my biggest advantage has always been my coaches, my teammates. They believe in me. You know, my upbringing, I was taught to never quit when I was a kid, so, you know, that's what I got in my heart, you know, is just determination.